Hi! Andyan ka pala. And nandito na naman ako. And today, I have decided to share with you guys my top 8 Hoyas that are on my current wish list, or basically a list of Hoyas that I would like to acquire in the near future or in the future. So, tara! So I would do it from, I think we'll do it from the 8th to the 1st. So yeah, because I think why not? So I'm just sharing this video because I know, I truly believe that if you ask, you shall receive. If you knock, the door will open for you. And I forgot the third one. If you ask, you shall receive. If you knock, the door. I think there's just only a 2. But anyways, going back to what I was going to say. Yeah, I want to share it with you guys, so maybe you can help me out, like sleep through the messages of those collectors that have them. So on the 8th list, I already have the other form of this one, but I am still on the quest, currently on the quest of trying to acquire its other form, which is the Hoya cutis porcelana nominate form. So I do have the RJ1, which I got from Rick. He is a grower and hybridizer from Florida. And as per Ray P, there are 2 kinds of Hoya cutis porcelana. So just like what I said, the RJ1 and the nominate form. So the difference here, I'm going to put a picture courtesy of Ray. The RJ1 has this orangey corollas, and they're shorter in comparison to the corolla of the nominate form, which has, and also has a pinkish, like a baby pink hue. So yeah, I'm still on the quest on that one. I did get another cutis porcelana from Thailand. It's still alive. It's actually this guy. I don't know if it's showing there, but it hasn't bloomed for me, and I will only find out if it is a nominate form or if it is an RJ1 once it blooms for me. But in the meantime, it hasn't bloomed for me. So yeah, I'm still in the quest for that. So if you do know someone, please let me know. And going to number 7, let me go to my list, because I do have a list, because I try to be organized sometimes. But the next one would be the Hoya manipurensis variegata. They have another name for this one, but I'll just insert it here. As you can tell, it's manipurensis. So I already have the green one. It has this pot, like almost like an oar. No, not an oar, like a paddle, like when you row a boat. So it's triangular shape. It's very unique shape. If you say a leaf, you wouldn't think of it as a leaf, but it does that. And then from its variegated form, so the inner part of it is variegated. So not necessarily I want to acquire it, but it's just because it's the variegated form of a Hoya that I already have that is unique. So that's why it's my number, what number? Number 7. That's why it's number 7 on my wish list. So the next one on my list is Hoya multiflora Alba. So I do have the Hoya multiflora, the regular one, which has a yellow at the end of its corolla. The long star shape at the back is yellowish. This one will have an all-white flower. So again, as you all know, multiflora can be found in the Philippines, and of course, if you don't know yet, it can be found in the Philippines and other Southeast Asian countries. So that's why I want to get it, because it's a Hoyang Filipina, and it's a variety. It's Hoya multiflora. It's so easy to grow. It just blooms all year round. It's just like a pain in the butt to clean up afterwards, because obviously once the bloom is done, you gotta clean up after it. But otherwise, it's such an easy grower, and also it's a very prolific bloomer. So Hoya multiflora Alba, I would like to get that on my list as well. So next one is a Hoya pulchella. So it's a Hoyang Filipina. I found this picture of Toriel Nihas. The first and foremost reason that I want it, it's because of Hoyang Filipina. And then look at these blooms. It's like candy, like nips. If you grew up in the Philippines, you know what nips is basically, like the bootleg version of M&M's. Bag of nips, a chocolate rainbow, chocolate nips, and then yeah, that commercial. But yeah, so it's very cute. So it's corolla, it's basically revolute at the back, That's why it forms like a roundish bloom shape. And at the same time, its corona is white. And just like any other Hoyas, they are known for this. They're like wax, hence the name wax plant. So I would like to have that one if opportunity arises. Hoya pulchra. Then we also have Hoya inflata. This is not necessarily a Hoyang Filipina, but if you see here the pictures, its blooms are so cute. It's like a lantern. I think that's why its name is inflata, because it blooms, looks like it's been inflated, like an inflated lantern. Its color is also kind of like a pale yellow, which is very nice. It's like a sweet touch. And its leaves, you guys, it has abs. So it already got me with the abs, because you know abs is life. Sean, abs. Anyways, and its blooms is just basically like makopa. If you know what a makopa fruit is, I don't know what it is in English, but that's what it reminds me of. It's inflated. It looks like it's very, I don't know, like fluffy, but I'm sure it's not fluffy. But yeah, Hoya inflata. But I've also read somewhere that it's kind of hard to grow it like indoors, but we'll never know until we try, right? But first I have to get a hold of it so I can try, like at least give me a chance, you know. And then up next would be Hoya amrita Davao, another Hoyang Filipina. And Space Mai has it, and she showed it there. It reminds me, the leaves reminds me of a halconensis, a Hoya chuayorum, and a Hoya buoti. So it has a very thin, long leaves, almost like a typical leaf, not a succulent, but thin. And I don't know, I haven't seen the flowers yet, but it got me from its name, Davao, which is a Hoyang Filipina. Yeah, that's why I want it. So hopefully we can get a hold of that. And moving on, speaking of Hoyas with long leaves, and I think this one also has a thinner leaves. Hoya platycaulis. So this is a Hoyang Filipina, and actually this one was not in my radar until in of this plants underscore. Basically, she's the encyclopedia of Hoyas, in my opinion. She'll have all these lists of wishlist plants, and I'm like, I've never heard of that. I'm gonna Google it. Oh shoot, it's gorgeous. I want that Hoya now too. So basically, that's what happened to this plant, Hoya platycaulis. And the way she refers to it is just so cute, like a platypus Hoya, because platycaulis, platypus, you know, you get it. But yeah, it boasts this beautiful elongated leaves and has some marking, not necessarily veination, but it does have veins, but not as prominent as Hoyas like Calistophyllus and stuff. But it's definitely a gorgeous one. So Hoya platycaulis. And I guess we're on my top one Hoya on my list, which is, I've been looking for this for almost a year now. It's December, you guys. I still haven't found anyone who actually has it here in the United States, and even in no, I know people will be like, you're buying plants. But yeah, Hoya, this Hoya, unfortunately no one has it, except I'm sure for the people where it originally came from, which is the Philippines. Yes, a Hoyang Filipina, and it is tan 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 Hoya bicolensis. So if you see here, there's like, what's so special about this Hoya? Why is she so eagerly looking for it? It doesn't have veins, its leaves are not big, it looks so basic, like a leaf. Yeah, no abs, no veins, no dark color. It doesn't have a weird shape. It's not a spartioides. It's not a manipurensis. It doesn't have silver flecking. Nada, nada, nada. And it's not even variegated. Well, the reason why I want it, besides its cute little, its blooms are kind of cute too, though it might look very basic at the same time. But the reason why I want to get it is because of the place where it came from. So Bicol, my dad is from Bicol, and I would like to get a Hoya from the place where he was born and where he had his youth. So yeah, that's the reason why I want a Hoya bicolensis. And yes, it's not that pretty, so don't compete with me in getting and looking for it. Just point me towards it, and I'll be really grateful for you. Okay? Yeah, so those are the Hoyas that I would like to acquire in the near future. Very near, please, especially my number one Hoya. Please, please, please. So yeah, I hope you guys learned more about me and about these Hoyas. If you haven't heard from them before, I'm glad that I'm able to share them with you, just like my friends do to me, or these Hoya Facebook groups that has been doing to all of us Hoya heads out there. So yeah, like and subscribe, and follow us on Instagram at Julians_plant_corner. Yeah, kita-kita tayo dun, ha? And may you always be blessed.